Hello and welcome to another episode of Conscious Conversation. My name is Patrick Ngugi, and I wonder whether you have ever had an opportunity to have a chat with philosophy. Philosophy may be a big word, but the philosophy I'm talking about is about two people, Philip and Sophia. Philip and Sophia call themselves philosophy, and Philip and Sophia is a couple all the way from Siaya in Western Kenya, although they met in Nairobi. For those who are in the know, Sophia is from the mountain, Murima, and Philip Ondeng is from the lake. And the story of how the mountain and the lake will be told in this episode. But besides that, why are we filming this video? Or why did we have this conversation with philosophy? Philip and Sophia happened to attend a course in Science of Mind, Africa, SOMA, and this course, or rather this class, was called What If All Goes Right? And they'll never forget that class because it came at a time when they were giving hope. After retiring and going back to the roots, to the shacks, to start a new life, things didn't seem to work until they came to this class of how, or rather, what if everything goes right. And so that I didn't take a lot of time, here is their story. Welcome and thank you very much. Hello and welcome to another version of Conscious Conversation. Conscious Conversation with Science of Mind Africa, SOMA. My name is Patrick Ngogi, and today we have special guests. We have Philip and Sophia Ondeng. I hope I'm right. Sophia and Philip and Sophia were students in one of the courses given, or one of the classes given by SOMA, Science of Mind Africa, and they are my guests today. They are all, if I'm not wrong, they are somewhere in Nyanza, and I'm somewhere in Nairobi, or near Nairobi because I'm in Kiambu. But we are going to talk through this technology so that we understand each other. So, karibuni sana, welcome Philip and Sophie. Yeah, welcome. And maybe we can start with ladies first. Let's start with Sophie. Tell us a bit about yourself, briefly. Then we can hear from Philip, and then the connection between the two of you, and then we can go deeper into that. So, Sophie, karibu sana.
Okay, asante. There's so much to say about myself, but I'll just briefly say I'm Kenyan.
Yes.
With a heart for a number of things. Top on the list is sustainable environment or agriculture, then followed by education.
Yeah. Okay, agriculture and education.
Yes, those are my main interests. I have got a lot of experience in the education world as an educator.
Okay.
Through the Kenyan system and then international and then freelance for a number of years. I'm passionate about a number of things as well, especially where it concerns ministry, mainly stewardship and sustainable, I would say, spirituality, if there's such a thing like that. But wow, that's the best way to articulate what I'm passionate about. Yeah. Other than that, I'm just a happy person. Happy to be alive and happy to interact as much as possible with a variety of personalities.
Thank you very much. It's good to be happy despite of what we keep on hearing all over the place. Thank you very much, Sophie. Thank you very much, Sophie, and I'm excited to hear.
I've learned a bit about her today.
Yes. Okay. There's always something new to learn. But what I've learned today is about sustainable spirituality, which is going to explain later on. Yes, Philip, it's your turn to say one or two things.
I am Philip Ondeng, husband to Sophie. So we call ourselves Philo and Sophie, philosophy. That's our
beautiful
word. And my background as a Kenyan come from this. This is my home. Let me say we are back home. That's my rural home. That's Siaya County, where my dad was born. Where we were born in Nairobi. I grew up in Nairobi and went to school there and all.
Okay.
But now in my retirement, and I'm saying retirement not to mean tired and retired, but given the state of chasing money a break, and decided it's time to give back or to do something more meaningful with life than chasing money. So in that sense, we've retired, but we are not tired. So we are in a new stage of life.
Okay.
I formerly was doing media. I don't want to say journalist, though it's a journalist, of course. I'm more of a production person.
Okay.
Television and film production was my training.
All right.
But beyond that, I love food. I like eating and I like cooking. So I think in my other life, I'll be a chef.
Okay.
So perhaps, yeah, but I love people. Love is my key thing. Of love, because the universe loves me, we're one. And so if I love people, then I love me also. As I love myself, you love others. That's my motto.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. And it's all got to start with yourself. Loving yourself, because without that, you'll not be able to love other people. You keep on, projecting what you hate within you to others.
Very true.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm interviewing you, and of course, madam, today, shortly after interviewing another gentleman who is a chef. And here you are.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. It's also interesting the fact that you're also a journalist, but on the other area, I'm also a journalist. So later, you know about that. But you're going to discuss that, because I've written quite a number of novels which I've always thought they should be movies. And there you are, maybe on the other part, behind the tent. Maybe we'll discuss about that kind of stuff. So here you are, back home. And I know back home is somewhere near the lake.
Yes.
And
we actually say back. We say back home.
You are back home. And you're not begging, you are just saying it. Neither are you bragging, but you are back home, around the lake or near the lake. And if I'm not wrong, Sophie is from the mountain, Mrima. And you wonder, did the water climb the mountain? Or the mountain went to the lake?
The mountain was moved.
The mountain was moved.
Yes.
And that's, I remember there's a book I read called Atlas Shrugged. You know, Atlas was the guy who was holding the earth.
Yes.
He got tired of the earth and shrugged. You can imagine what happened. So, you are in media, and Sophie, you said you are in education?
Education,
and is this sustainable environment or whatever? So tell us your story.
Say that again?
You are in education and something else which maybe I didn't catch very well.
Agriculture.
And agriculture, yes. I thought I had environment. Education and agriculture, and and that part of the beginning part of philosophy was in the media. What happened? How did the mountain move?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead. You tell it better.
Oh well, wow, that's another interview. But in short, in my pursuit of sustainable spirituality, we met at a class where we were studying Hebrew. Even though our families, or let's put it better, our dads already knew each other.
Okay.
They were working together.
Ah.
Since my family is much younger than his, because their last born is the same age as our firstborn.
Okay.
So we were not friends as children. It's our fathers that were friends, but around the Christian church circles, we got to know each other, know of each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
then
that's just the
and
in
did
short.
the two, all right, great. And did the two of you meet in that sustainable Christianity, sustainable spirituality pursuit?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not actually, by accident.
Not personally.
By accident, in the Hebrew, getting into the Hebrew and Greek studies was a similarity that we find ourselves even today, where being spiritual seekers, not religious followers,
yes,
we were seeking to know the scripture in depth.
Yes.
And that's why Hebrew made sense. Go back to the original language of scripture before the translations.
Okay.
And in that class, we learned a lot. You go to just understand Bible translation and the errors that are inherent.
Sure.
Some intentional, some not so intentional. You had to also study the history of where the Bible came from, both from the colonial coming, from before the colonial coming, and from the original writings. And when you start to study these things, you realize the Bible is the Bible. And the Word of God is the Word of God. And the two are not the same thing. And in fact, there's more to it. I often say, and I get trouble when I talk to Christians when I say there is the Bible, there is the Word of God, and then there is the truth. Which is it?
Yeah, that's very interesting because there's a book I read and it had what you call the science of I think exograms or whatever. You know, taking a word and breaking it up and getting the basic truth. And this guy was telling that, sorry?
Exegesis.
Yeah, it could be
when
that.
You exegete,
yeah. But this guy was saying that you take the word Bible, you get as many words from those letters. One of the words you get is a lie. The word lie is within the Bible. Yeah, and I haven't studied much of the history of the Bible. I think you got more than that. But I think Bible as it is not just a book. It's a library of collection of stories, some of which, as you say, were wrongly translated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can have another interview on that as
absolutely for another day.
As Sophie says, some of these interviews are for another day. I think that will be very interesting, and I'll be speaking to you about that later. Now,
but I was saying that's how we met.
Yes,
Patrick, that's how we met in that class.
Yeah,
and then life also happens.
Yes,
you see,
the mountain moves.
When life is lifing, mountains move. Yes,
Yes.
And Muhammad finds himself with one on his lap, and sometimes he wonders how that happened.
True.
but he finds he's able to carry it when he's in the lake because it's lighter.
Sure.
So what happened is both of us went through a lot of life transitions, separation from our former marriages, and in the place of tears, and also coming to realize who you are, your truths, your bents, your preferences, your likes, dislikes. You lean on each other and you start to ask questions. And then that way you tend to find your soulmate, like-minded soulmate.
Sure.
And then you are able to magnetize the mountain to the lake. And that's how that began. And then with time, you discover, oh, even our parents knew each other. And oh, this, we also believe these things.
You discovered later on?
Yes. And you discover more and more as you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it began.
All right. That's interesting. We only know water come from the mountain and go to the sea, which is a lake. But let the mountain moving, that's something else.
Yes, very true. Very true.
Yeah, and we are doing this interview, for Science of Mind Africa, which you are partly connected to. And you also did a course, a class called What If Everything Goes Up? Goes up.
Right.
Yeah. And it's among the very popular classes in Science of Mind. And what I like about it is that this particular practice of seeing the possibilities is because most of the time we are always preparing ourselves for the worst case scenario. But this shows us it's also possible to get the best. But just tell us how you discover the class and how it, impacted your life. And are you still applying what you learned? And what can you say about it generally?
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay. I'm constantly struggling to punctuate myself and say less than I should, but more intensively intentional. Because I talk a lot. I'm a storyteller. But the Science of Mind Africa, which then was introduced to us by a very close friend called Modoni and Jackson, a close couple, to us, who, by the way, were in the Hebrew group with us. I'm telling on them now. They were also in Science of Mind Africa, but they introduced us to this class, What If It All Goes Right?
Yes.
For me, that topic it just hit home.
Okay.
Because we were going through, I think, a phase. We just moved here, relocated, left our place in Jado, relocated to Siaya. And a lot of things happen when you relocate.
Sure.
And my mom of old age was in a state where she needed a lot more encouragement, not because she's sick, but because at that age, you see a lot of your age mates dying, and you start to imagine you are also going to go soon. So you talk to yourself about all the body parts, all the aches and pains you feel every minute, and that becomes the conversation of the day. So as you come here, you're trying to tell her, no, mom, you're not unwell. You're not sick. You're just feeling it. So this is how you change it. Then the next thing, you deal with one thing after another. Eventually, we have to deal with our own financial situation. So you're spending, and you realize up country, there's no economy of bringing to balance the spending. So in that place, when we came to learn about what if it all goes right, we were asking the question financially. Are the doors closed? Are we looking at things? Did we make a wrong move? Was it badly timed? But then we were taught to ask the question, no, what if it all goes right? Then we took a step back, and I remember Sophie telling me one time, do you think the universe made a mistake bringing us here? And when you think like that, boy, it's, for me, and I'll let Sophie answer for her separately on this. For me, that question, what if it all goes right? Learning stuff like, what if upping? What if downing? What if this? What if that? And what if the other? Absolutely. All those questions, what if, but you constantly remind yourself, it all goes right. What if it actually works out? What if it's actually meant to be? So that even things which look impossible? What if it is possible? So then you don't throw away the negative, but you make a decision to work with what is and work with it as if it is going to go right.
Sure.
So that's what it meant for me.
Wow. What do I say after that? It's captured almost all that we went through. I'll just mention some highlights for me from the class. I think what my heart resonated mostly with is when we started to tackle the balance part. Because when we started, what if it all goes right? There was like a lifting in all our spirits, because it looked like we were all coming from a place where we needed to hear that that we needed to unpack.
Yes.
We needed to talk about it. We needed to have conversations around
that
a situation that lifts us. Because many times we get into forums, it's usually about how successful or unsuccessful you've been, and the conversation ends up being about how unsuccessful we are. So the class for me was really powerful because it's almost like lifted us out of some quagmire, and we started asking the right questions.
Yes.
And in just that helped us to lift out to a place that we could actually begin to see things in another light, and a light that was hopeful, and a light that was progressive, even just for our space. So even when we asked the question, what if it all goes right? And then we went later on to say, and even if it doesn't, you know, when there was that balance, and the way we tackled that still left us in a place of lifting, such that we felt like we were free as spirits to tackle anything that comes our way.
And in a sense, Patrick, if I may add, in a sense, it frees us to be happy no matter what. And because of that, there's a question: do you go on to the next class? Do you advance to another section? And you say, wait a minute, there's plenty here to chew, and let's live it out. And this has been actually even this morning. Sophie and I have been working on getting back to our exercise mode, saying, hey, we have to remember the body as well, as much as the mind and other and the economics and all. So we had decided today was the day we were back to exercise. So we took a walk from home to Siaya town, which is quite some kilometers. So this morning we covered a 6-kilometer walk.
6
out of the blues. And halfway I had asked myself, what did we make the right choice? And so in encouraging each other ups and down the hills and the valleys and everything, we just kept walking and doing slower steps, but we kept talking, and it became like our own discussion. And so this is part of the reason why we are practicing those things. We're living through it on an everyday. Because I remember Sophie saying to me along the way, but what if we're almost there? And she didn't know she was saying it. I had forgotten about this conversation.
Which is
and
positive.
We looked behind us and we saw how far we've come.
Yeah.
With encouragement, yes.
Yeah, the thing about that is the fact that, like when you say, even if it doesn't turn out well, it's still okay.
That's right.
You know, it gives you that, it's the emotion that matters, the emotion you are feeling, the feeling that you're getting. Because when you start looking at all the negativities, or you know, all the reason why it may not be good, or I mean, the mood that you start getting is the negativity, and that's the language of the universe. That's what universe understands. So that if you feel joyful, even if, no matter what's happening, you start getting the blessings, because that's what you'll be attracting. Yeah.
Absolutely. The laws of attraction. You're right.
Yeah.
They work like that.
Yeah, that's how it works. And the thing is also that whatever you think about something, that idea brings another of its
More.
kind. And so you keep on building up that momentum, whether it's negative or positive. So if you ask,
That's right.
what if all goes right, then you start getting those positive vibes. Yeah, that's great. It's a fantastic story. So you had hinted at in class, Philip, what you are doing. I think either to me or to class, dealing with those people who are like lost, quote unquote,
Yes,
in alcohol.
yes.
I don't know whether you are doing it with her or she's just watching you doing it.
We are very much together.
Oh, great. Then
Um,
tell us briefly what exactly it is for our viewers. What are you doing in your retirement, apart from, of course, what is happening?
apart from eating and, and enjoying life, there's a, I don't want to call it a vision, like, oh, a vision from whatever. It was more just in relationship and in fellowship with people you rub shoulders with up country. And one of the most, shall I say, powerful personalities who drew into my life was a major bother to the family. Drunk out of his skull half the time, heavily using weed and alcohol and all that. The guy I love dearly. He's a friend, a family friend, but could have been a menace more than anything. But at some point, just before we started Science of Mind, this vision had come. What if actually he turns about? And that was on the table. And so it was exciting when I think I shared it with you very early.
You did,
in
yes.
that class. Yes. And the point was, upcountry here, there's a major problem with men, male men, not just mankind. A lot of men, and I'm talking middle age even, who have retired, left gainful employ or maybe business run out, or just made a change to relocate. You come up country and with expectations that you'll continue the life you had in the city, or that it should be cheaper, or your money will last forever, whatever perceptions you came with. And then you land here, problem after problem. You start to realize that you can't afford the nice alcohols you used to afford if you are a drinker, or you can't afford the lifestyle you used to. Your car runs down, the mechanics don't know what to do with that type of car, or whatever it is. And one thing starts collapsing. And when there's a domino effect of those things, and several at the same time, people find themselves, I mean, like upcountry, it's very common that you go to a compound and find a nice car parked on stones, for example. And this was a former government official, somebody who was one time in office. And now you look at him with gout, wearing his sandals, and he can't even afford a proper shirt without torn collars. Okay. And you're like, what went wrong? It's not just bad decisions. Sometimes there's spirituality, there's witchcraft, there's a lot of things that can come to play. But we realize that these men are ending up in a very bad place. And many of them in illicit alcoholic situations, or just downright depression. And because of that, we decided together, let's just love on this one. Try with this guy. And it's not just try, just love him regardless. And that's where we woke up with, one day again, this vision now getting clearer. I woke up and wrote down a proposal to ourselves that was given the title Madmen and Drunks. Realizing that Madmen and Drunks. The thing about it is, I realized a lot of these madmen, when you come down the road, when they're walking in the middle of the road, you flash your lights and you hoot very hard and you come straight at them, they'll run off the road. that means they still have sense of security.
True.
Yes, when they see a life threat,
Yeah.
they will make a right choice.
Mm.
So then you start to find out that it's not totally a gone case.
Mm.
You know, and then forget the suicidal type, the ones who are extremely gone, but many of them act that way because they get away with murder. They can do all the most stupid things, and people will say, that's that drunk guy, that's that madman, that's
Sure,
that,
sure.
etc. You kind of brush them off. And the worrying thing was, it's a large number of them. And this means a lot of men who are supposed to be in useful leadership in society have fallen through the cracks. So what do you do? I don't have the answer. I'm not a minister of the gospel. I'm not. I was not sent to do this necessarily at a church level. And in any case, you and I know that the church has failed to even reach out to normal society, let alone to the downtrodden. But then you ask the question, if these guys got a second chance, what would it mean? Would it mean that we get back to our prideful place where we were one time the end all and be all of everything? Or is it another more humble place where you just say, how do we end up loving one another back to a good place?
Sure.
Where men can be useful to families, useful to younger generations, so that we're not selling off our inheritance, our birthrights, those things. And that's the source of that vision.
Okay.
So it's not the full answer, but it's the beginning of what if it goes right with that group of people. Yeah.
Sure. So you started with one person, I think.
Yes.
And you do have a center or where you talk to them when they come and maybe
No.
what happens briefly?
The way it's kind of fallen in place, and we're not trying to force anything. It's not an organization, it's not a ministry, it's not anything like that. It's your realm of influence. If you reach one, I reach one, and that one, and our only command and demand from this one is, okay, fine, I'll help you. I'll be patient with you. I'll bear with you. This is your healing. Do it to another. You also, as somebody who's being helped, find somebody to help. So if I help 5 guys and the 5 guys help 5 others, and 5 others help 5 others, it's a sustainable thing, like she's saying. It's a sustainable spirituality. And we don't try to tell them quit drinking, quit smoking, quit weeding, quit doing these things. Say, okay, if you really must, go ahead, but remember the bricks. They are not too far from you. Just find how you can, stay in charge. If it's serving you, do it. When you are serving it, watch out.
Great,
so that's the loving message we are sending out. And so this one particular guy, I won't mention his name because he's dear to us and he's known in this vicinity quite a lot. These days he attends classical concerts. He comes, by the way. We have a performance arts center here. So he comes and he's mingling with society a lot better. He's dressed up a lot better. He's a lot smarter. He still will have his occasional backlash or fallback and do a little bit. But I've noticed he's reading a lot more. He's out in society a lot more. He's already walking better. His injuries are kind of reducing. Yes. And there's a lot of positive coming. What we're trying to do is not make him dependent. So dependent on us, but to remember that he has God within him.
Yes.
And that God that he's choking, he needs to release. And the way to do it is find somebody else to help.
Somebody to help.
So there's one time he took both of us to what we call a changa den, where his fellow illicit drinkers were. So at the changa den, it is interesting that the number of people we were meeting were asking us stuff like, this is the first time we have sat with normal people.
Normal people.
Yeah, when they say that. And then they're saying that, of course, nobody from the church has ever visited them. And we sat and had a normal conversation. Imagine they even passed me a weed. They passed it on, and I took it and I passed it on to the next guy. I didn't smoke it. I just passed it on, like, okay. So and they were it was a morning though, so they were not yet high. They were just doing a fix, so they have their body stable. And we had a very normal conversation, and we left them very challenged, because the very first time I did this with this gentleman, the conversation was about politics, as usual. You know, in Kenya, politics always comes first. And the way the conversation went, we stopped blaming government for everything. We said, and us, why are we saying it's corrupt there, and us here? What are we doing about corruption? There were children in the compound. And I said, what example are we setting for these children here? How uncorrupt will they be if we are in this situation? Starting from that place of saying, us fathers, if this is the example we're giving children of when you are grown up, this is what you will do.
Yes.
How do we expect society to be different? And they were answering me very forthrightly and telling me, this is wrong, this is bad, we need to change. And I said to them, but you know it's not going to happen overnight. How do we transition then? And they came up with their own solutions.
Good.
And I was a bit afraid to go there very often, lest somebody put something, you know, in an injection and pin you down. But it wasn't a dark, dingy, fearsome place where you feel life threat. They were normal guys like me. And because they're normal like me, then they also deserve a chance like me.
Sure.
And so in doing so, the conversations were more enlightening than going to teach them. They were teaching me. And they were not teaching me about life. What they were teaching me was how you can end up from a very good place to a place where life dishes you some really worrying things. So I picked out from that the positive thing of telling them, then how about just breaks? That was the first thing we came up with together. And that's what I've seen this guy apply. I hope that's how it's working with the next person and the next person that they're helping.
So you just talk to them for them to see the point?
Yes.
Is there some kind of counseling, or that's earlier on, whether you meet in some center or place and talk about this?
Plenty of that. But you know, I'm not trying to take over the space of rehabilitation. I'm not trying to pretend I don't even want to set up a rehabilitation center.
Sure.
Those places are there. I believe the calling from this vision was more, have them see that they need help. Because when they decide they need help, they will get help.
Sure.
If they're still at the place where they think they are better than the rest, and they know it, nobody else can help, then it doesn't matter how much rehabilitation you put somebody in under chain, or you know, you strap them up and take them when they're sick. They will come out and relapse. They'll go right back.
Okay.
So that was.
So in this plan or this dream or this project, does Sophia come with you, and have you been in those Chang'an then also and seen for yourself?
Yes, I actually do accompany Philip in the rounds. The Chang'an den I visited with him, we sat outside, so it was easier for me to interact with the people outside rather than inside the den, and just converse with actually one of the Chang'an brewers, you know, and just that conversation was more about life. It was the issues around life rather than action or the whatever they were doing for us, their economic.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just general questions, like you've gone to visit a normal Boma and you're just conversing about just general life issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is also very,
So
which is also usually very powerful, because rather than going there to try and tell them, indoctrinate them,
Yeah.
then they
Yes.
become defensive. But now they are seeing you as a normal person coming
Yes.
to talk to them. I mean, being with them.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
earlier on, Philip, you mentioned that the church has failed. I remember one point where I had this story where it was Christmas Eve, and people go for Christmas Eve services. So while the pastor was waiting for the Christian to come into the church, there happened to be a drunk coming also to the church, staggering and singing those carols. He's drunk. It's Christmas. He was sent away because he was drunk.
Oh dear.
Was sent away. No, it was
Right.
you are drunk. Go away. And what kind of service was that? And to these guys, the people you found in the den, was this pastor normal? Maybe it was normal. Maybe that's how they behave.
Yeah.
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 So
If I just mention something small about that, without bashing the church, I believe the church building is different from the true church. We, as the church, what are we doing different from how that pastor would have behaved?
Sure.
And if we ask that question from a place of, what if it all goes right? Then it's a winning. It is a yeah, absolutely. It will be winning. We'd have won souls. We'd have won friends. We'd have won family back. We can win society.
Yeah.
But if we are pointing fingers at the church and saying the church, as much as yes, the church has a responsibility and has failed miserably at it, but we are the ones who are the true church.
We are the church.
Not the religious church.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So how long has it been going on? 2 months, 3 months, 6 months?
Now it's 4 or 5 months. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months, and it's self-sustaining because it's not there's no demand on our meager resources to try and prove anything. We're not trying to grow numbers till they become overwhelming.
No,
we are not inviting them home. We're going to their homes.
Okay.
So if anything, we are also not demanding to be collected for. We're not going there with a hat saying we have done this prayer.
So far, has there been those people whom you have rescued, in quotes, joining you in these moving around, visiting others, talking to others?
Two of them, yes. This main one and his the guy he's doing. So the guy, of course, life will still happen. The guy he was helping had a family issue. Him and his wife also split up because his wife was a brewer. And I think for all intents and purposes, you don't expect those things to all go well. Even though if you are sitting in, I'm only imagining if I was a Changa brewer saying, what if it all goes right?
I was going to ask that. I mean, and they worry that they lose customers eventually.
Well, this is why I'm saying it's a balancing act. When you're telling them, what if it all goes right? And then they're seeing, what if it all goes right from the Changa business?
Yes. So they can, what if all goes right and they get their money from elsewhere?
Yes, from elsewhere would be yes. So, but it has to be theirs, their desire. It has to be their desire. Otherwise, you can't kill it. Yes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, it's been very, very exciting. Seeing you on screen now properly, because in class, I was in that class, but we are not seeing each other very well. Because sometimes we're not putting on the cameras. And then sometimes when in class, you can't look at everybody. So it was great having, meeting you like this. I hope I'll pop in here one of these days so that we can see each other.
Oh, please do.
In person.
Please do. Umekaribishwa. We look after you.
Tutakuja na James. Tunatafuta time tukuja na James. James is normally in Kisumu. James and Christopher. Maybe we can make plans in future. Yeah, so there's a lot to talk. But time is very limited. Maybe you can have the last word again, starting with Sophia, and then we go to Philip.
Okay. For me, what if it all goes right was a powerful class. I've done so many classes in life, but I find this one, the seed was sown and it actually germinated, because the proof of that is in your day-to-day life.
Sure.
you find yourself unconsciously thinking those thoughts without even propping yourself and starting to remember the class and then what you learned. You just automatically find yourself asking yourself, what if it all goes right?
Yes.
Am I what if upping? Am I what if downing? You know, unconsciously even.
Sure.
For me, that is proof of a successful class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Philip.
Wow. I think for me, the biggest takeaway was to remember to breathe. Just taking a deep breath and pause for a moment and appreciate that you are alive.
Wow.
That you can do, that you can be.
Yes.
Just to breathe. And I do that daily. That I took away, and it's become my daily thing. We are breathing sometimes unconsciously, but to consciously just take a deep breath.
Wow.
The wonder of it all.
You took that breath and I felt it. I felt going to that place where there's only one power.
Yes,
so thank you very
absolutely.
much. Thank you very much, Philip and
Bless you.
Sophia. I have been speaking to philosophy, as the team calls itself. Philosophy, that's Philip and Sophia. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful time talking to you about your discoveries, class of mind, and the class, what if all goes right, and what it has done into your life, particularly in strengthening your move from Nairobi to what we call Shags, and the mission that you are now on, which is very, very powerful and very strong. So thank you very much. And I know we will be meeting in maybe another interview, or when we come in those sides of Siaya, I'll bring a piece of Murima there so that we can see how stuff goes.
Completely. Come before the elections, please.
Oh, yes. So thank you very
for
much.
Kenya's sake, what if it all goes right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure. So thank you very much, and God bless, and all the best.
God
And
bless.
you too. Namaste.
Yeah.